MacVoices is supported by ATTO, the power behind the storage. Visit atto.com to learn more. I'm Chuck Joyner, and this is MacVoices at Macstock 2019. Look, Brett Terpstra, live and in person. Brett, it's good to see you.
Good to see you again, Chuck.
Yes, again. Thank you.
Did you hit record this time?
I hit record this time, yeah.
Cool.
So you just wrapped up your talk. You seem to get a lot of good responses, and people seem to be very interested. What did you talk about this year?
I talked about finding your writing workflow. I'm an ADHD writer, and I face the same blocks as every other writer, but more so. Same but different. And so I've developed a bunch of workflows and methodologies even, to get past that writer's block, the blank page syndrome, my fear of the blank page syndrome that keeps me from even getting to the blank page. So I've been spent years building tools and finding tools to work around that. And so that was the presentation.
I've learned a lot about writers, talking to you, talking to some others, and the idea that there are these syndromes and there are these issues that writers seem to specifically have. Maybe a little bit different than the rest of us. You know, you want that undistracting work space. You know, you need and want to focus just on, literally, on the text, instead of, you know, the formatting or anything else, which is, I think, the way a lot of us approach writing projects. Oh, okay, I need a title here, so I'll bold it. Or I need the bullets here, so I'll craft the bullets. You just want to dump the text and get it out there and then work on that later.
Yeah, I work to remove the ability to format. Like, I work in text editors that I can't change a font or a font size, because that stuff, it breaks my writing workflow. I get obsessed with, is that the right level heading to use at this point in the document? And did I use the right weight of font? And maybe this font doesn't look as good as I thought it did. That stuff is not writing. And if I want to actually finish a piece on time, it's going to have to be, you know, in a situation that does allow for that writing flow to happen.
Now, something I learned, I'm reminded of, I should say, because I learn this every time I hear you present. You have written a lot of tools. Some of them are significant tools, some of them are small tools, but they solve a problem. And I don't even know how to keep up with how many tools you have written and problems you've solved.
I basically live to solve problems, big and small. It's how I relax. It's where I find fulfillment, is creating tools. So I actually don't get a lot of writing done because I'm too busy solving the problems, which is a big part of the reason that I need all of the tools that I create. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But then I can share those tools. And I learned long ago that making something publicly accessible, like building something so it's generalized enough that it solves other people's problems too, alleviates my guilt over the amount of time I spent building the tool. And also it kind of became my career. So everything works out.
You said that you find building tools relaxing?
Yes. If I spent a day doing something maybe that wasn't the thing I wanted to do most, and I just need a break, I think most people would eat dinner or read a book or go for a bike ride. I like writing regular expressions and string manipulation and finding ways to automate. Like, that relaxes me. So, yeah.
You are a programmer's programmer.
If only my relaxation time paid.
Yeah, well, there is that. Which leads me to something else that I thought about when I was listening to you speak. Can you be hired as a consultant to help me solve a problem? Or if I have a particular workflow problem I want solved, can I come to you?
If it's an interesting problem. Like, you can't offer me enough money to solve something that I don't think is a fun problem. But if it's an interesting problem, or I think there's a very interesting solution to it, yeah, I'll work for a reasonable rate.
So how do I know if my problem is interesting to you?
You ask me.
Oh, well, that's basic, yeah, okay. But I mean, is there anything in particular that you would classify as usually more interesting or usually less interesting? Problems
I've never solved before are generally interesting. If if I see something in someone's workflow that's actually impeding their ability to do things the way they want to do them, and it touches on technologies that I'm familiar with and work with, which is a lot of technologies, yeah, I'll usually find it interesting.
Yeah, that's fascinating. That really is. So, a show I want to do with you at some point, and we are not going to do it here, but now. But I really would like to walk through, even if it's just almost a bulleted list of all your tools that you have created, so that people are aware of them. Because I think there are a lot of problems you probably have solved that people just don't even know about.
Yeah, I've been prolific enough that a lot of my stuff goes under the radar. So if you know what you're looking for, you can find it on my blog. But there's also 600 posts to sift through to find something you didn't know you needed. I show up on Google, but yeah, it would be fun to go through the catalog.
Well, let's plan to do that sometime, because I think it would benefit everybody.
Yeah, sounds like good fun. Yes.
Yeah. Is that fun?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then we got one.
Talking about myself.
Okay.
I'm a huge attention seeker. Also part of my ADHD.
Well, yeah. we'll give you attention.
Yeah, give me the spotlight. I'm good.
So the spotlight on your website, where should folks go if they want to at least start until we get that other show done?
You ready?
Sure.
With 3 T's in the middle, it's brettterpstra.com.
Got it. Okay, so I'll make sure I have a link in the show notes, folks, so you get all 3 T's and get it right.
And also TT Scoff on Twitter. That's only 2 T's.
Oh, okay. That is only 2 T's. Okay. Should I mention the flying lizard?
You're welcome to. I'm not embarrassed.
I didn't. No, it wasn't an embarrassing thing. Right now, your current favorite yoga pose is that a fair statement? Your favorite yoga?
Yeah, I was asked at the end of my talk what my favorite yoga pose was, and right now it's the flying lizard, which happens to be pictured in my Twitter avatar, but it is an arm balance pose.
Okay, so if you want to see what the flying lizard is and contact Brett, all in one shot, TT Scoff on Twitter. Brett, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for the time.
It is always a pleasure, Chuck.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Folks, more from Macstock 2019. I'm Chuck Joyner. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.